Hello from the Austin Peay State University Writing Center. In this video, we will be going over how to use in-text citations in MLA. What is a citation? A citation is a direct quote from another resource or author in which the writer wants to reference for supporting evidence. It identifies where the information comes from by placing the reference in quotation marks and includes the author name and page number the source was found on. Focus on identifying the author's full name in your first citation of the work, and then include their last name only every time after you reference the same author or resource. A citation provides extra information that supports the ideas and elements discussed within your writing. Make sure to pair your quotation with an introduction of your author or resource and an explanation of how the evidence presented is relevant. For every citation you create, explain the significance by asking yourself these questions. Is this information important to include? Does this citation fit with the other elements discussed within my paper? Have I included 2 or 3 of my own ideas alongside this quote? Make sure to always place a period after the citation. If the quote ends with an exclamation or question mark, place these inside the quotation marks. In MLA format, the author page method is used for in-text citations. The author's name may appear either in the sentence itself or in parentheses following the quotation or paraphrase. But the page number should always appear in the parentheses, not in the text of your citation. A complete reference for your in-text citation should be listed at the end of your work in the Works Cited page. When citing 2 authors, include both authors' names along with the page number. When citing 3 or more authors, include only the first author's last name and then replace additional names with et al. When citing a source with no known author, it is important to include a shortened title of the work instead of the author name. Provide page numbers when possible. In the parentheses following the quotation or paraphrase, place the title in quotation marks if it's a short work, such as an article, and italicize it if it's a longer work, such as a play, book, television show, or entire website. If the title cannot be easily shortened into a noun phrase, the title should be cut after the first clause, phrase, or punctuation. When citing multiple works by the same author, include a shortened title of the work to distinguish it from your other variations. When citing 2 books by the same author, place the short title of the book in italics. When citing 2 articles by the same author, place the short title of the book in quotation marks. When citing religious texts, create the citation with the name of the book followed by the chapter and then the verse. When citing a specific translation, cite the translation first. If you reference the same edition again, use only the book, chapter, and verse in parentheses. If you cite from different volumes of a multi-volume work, always include the volume number followed by a colon. Put a space after the colon, then provide the page numbers. If you only cite from one volume, provide only the page number in parentheses. In the first example, an online magazine article, the writer has chosen not to include the author name in text. However, 2 entries from the same author appear on the work cited. Thus, the writer includes both the author's last name and the article title in the parenthetical citation in order to lead the reader to the appropriate entry on the works cited page. When quoting verses in plays or poems, specify the act, scene, and the line number of the quoted material, separated by periods. To quote up to 3 lines of poetry or verse, treat it like a normal quotation, but use a forward slash with spaces around it to indicate a new line. If there is a stanza break within the quotation, indicate it with a double forward slash. When citing Shakespeare plays more than once, you can abbreviate the name of the play. Check out the Writing Center for our handout on the proper abbreviations. For example, in the first short verse example, JN is translated for King John. And then in the stanza example, LC is short for a lover's complaint. When citing more than 3 lines of verse, format it as a block quote. When citing dialogue, introduce the author or title of the source with the signal phrase before quoting the excerpt. Include the characters' names in block capitals, followed by a period, and use a hanging indent for subsequent lines into single character speech. Place the citation after the closing punctuation. Feel free to pause the video on this slide to find the Shakespeare abbreviation you might need. Feel free to pause the video on this slide as well. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation. If you have any further questions, feel free to schedule an appointment with a writing tutor today and let us help you create your in-text citation in MLA. We also have other resources available on our website and YouTube channel. Thank you so much.